Is there a plan to integrate or start a driver rewards program at any point?
Yeah, there is. That is actually something that we've talked about.
Good morning. Hey, it's a great morning.
Recently, I just received this email, right? It says, deliver that notification. Congrats. Your on-time percentage was above the national average. Now, here's the thing that really, I'm over here like, what is this, right? It says, deliver that closely tracks all orders and completion times to maintain punctuality and ensure customer satisfaction. We value transparency and want to keep you informed about your performance week over week. And yada, 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 right? But the meat and potatoes is you were above the national average for your on-time rate last week, and we wanted to say thank you so much. If you continue to complete delivery task 4 within 15 minutes of the scheduled delivery time, you may be eligible for future promos. Is this the future promos you were kind of like talking about?
Yeah, and it's a piece of it, right? So this year, I know that in the past we've always tried to prioritize and focus on efficiency and customer experience. But the more that we're evolving our technology and the more that we are getting our direct partners access to our information and your guys' delivery data, the better off it's going to be for everybody, right? So we want to find ways to incentivize our drivers on the platform to operate within these confines, right? So for example, task 4, I can see from task 3 that you guys might have been at the drop-off location in the appropriate amount of time, but then you lost track of looking for the next delivery, or you're doing something and you're in your car, you're 15, 20 minutes past the time you left the location, and then you complete the task 4. Well, that shows us that's when you completed it, the delivery, right? So we want to really be able to focus in on once the delivery is done, complete task 4, that shows us that, hey, delivery's finished, it's completed. And that's also the metric that our partners will be able to see.
Okay. All right. So thank you for that. Right. So I got something to look forward to. Right. So this one here, I just recently received this email, and I will say, okay, I kind of lost out on $20 because of this. Right. So anyway, all right. So for those that don't know, this email just basically states they've made some changes, right? Starting on February 3rd, and one was the gratuity submission window. It is now an hour, right? Mm-hmm. And I ended up paying $20 for a very difficult pickup. The location, downtown Miami, was very difficult. All the parking in this area is crazy. The parking lots, they get filled up very quickly, and I had to valet, right? Yeah. And I completely forgot this hour window, right? So I was just like, damn it. I lost out, right? I remembered it like I had to order maybe about 10 a.m. or so, and then now it was like 2 p.m. And I'm like, wait, I didn't submit. And I'm like, oh my God, the new policy just hit.
Yeah.
Okay. So can I ask you, I kind of have an idea, just me thinking from a business standpoint, but just for the sake of the audience, right? What caused this change to be 1 hour versus like end of day like it was before?
Yeah. So I think that you guys are noticing there's a more concentrated effort on growing the direct partners and the brands that we're working with, right? And so if they're submitting a delivery to us, some brands that you're submitting these gratuities for, they have to plug that into the POS so that they're able to charge the customer accordingly. There was a lot of times where that 12-hour window was too far and too long, and there were issues during the restaurant's operation to keep a ticket open that long, right? So what we've worked on is trying to, one, provide a fair opportunity that, if a customer leaves a gratuity, the driver should absolutely be paid for that. But it might be a little bit egregious for us to tell a restaurant, hey, 12 hours notice. There's a 12-hour window. You have to hold all of these tickets open in the POS for a 12-hour time frame. So we've worked with them to accommodate, and I think it's fair for both parties. If a driver gets a tip, hey, submit that immediately. That tip is yours. You earned it. Absolutely. But it's tough for us to go back, even if it's an evening delivery or it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, that's 3 a.m. that they have to keep that ticket open until. and then it's to the next day. So they want to be able to close out end of day, so immediately after that delivery is completed.
All right, I appreciate. Okay, go ahead.
That brings up a question for me. I'm not too familiar with the app. I don't have that many deliveries on DeliverThat, mainly because where I live. Mm-hmm. So would this be something that you guys could throw a splash screen up on at the end of each delivery and say, is there anything that we need to add before we close it out so that it eliminates the 1 hour window so that it gives you guys better?
Absolutely. I think that is that's something that's definitely on the roadmap to do more of the push notifications and things of that nature inside of that app. But as you guys know, we recently rolled that driver app out. It's our own proprietary app. So what that comes with is a massive backlog for our tech team to be able to prioritize. Is this something that's going to make it more efficient? Or is this something that is stopping drivers from being able to utilize this to their full potential, right? So then all of these lists and things, especially, when a new product comes out or a new system, right? Back in the day when a new Xbox would come out, everybody would tell you, wait until the second generation comes because there's going to be iterations, there's going to be issues with the first one. That's going to be the same thing here, right? So we need to be able to prioritize what is an absolute must versus what is a good value add and make life easier. None's one less important or deprioritized, but there has to be sort of a pecking order for these lists.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that from Draver because they prioritized it based on revenue potential. So if it had more revenue potential than the other, then it would go up on the list. If it didn't have any revenue potential, it would go down to the bottom.
Okay. All right. So the other part of this changes email is the compensation for late cancellations. All right. At first, when I read it, let me just read it real quick for the audience. We recognize that when a restaurant or customer cancels an order last minute, it impacts your schedule. To make sure you're still fairly compensated for blocking off time in your day, drivers will now receive a $25 cancellation fee plus any adjustment for wait time if a job is canceled within 2 hours of pickup time or the pickup. All right. This adjustment helps offset the impact of last minute cancellations and decreases billing discrepancies with our partners. So let me make sure I understand this, right? So are we moving from the previous model to this model where less than 2 hours, the driver would be paid in full for the total amount? And now we're just moving to this $25 cancellation fee versus the driver being paid in full?
That's correct.
Okay. Simple, nice and simple. If someone in the audience, if you have more questions, just put it in the comments, right? There's not much. I just wanted clarification on this because I'm like, okay, well, all right. So, okay, let's continue. All right. Now, this is where things get a little bit interesting, Darian. All right. So this in the past, if I didn't go online, sometimes I would have my route, right? Mm-hmm. If I didn't go online, it would send me this text message, right? Please go online and start your Easy Cater, yada, 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 whatever the number is, the order ID in the next 5 minutes, or it may be recalled, right? From your list. Mm-hmm. Now, this is what I get now, right? Resulted in app misuse policy violation on your account. Please, go online. You haven't started. So I get an app misuse policy violation. So now I've been violated in the last 3 days, I guess. I've been violated with this. And I'm not complaining at all. It's just more like I was used to the old way, this way right here. And then all of a sudden, like now I'm getting this misuse. I was like, whoa, chill out. DeliverThat, what's going on here? All right. So let me ask you, has this always been a thing? And now you guys are like making it, putting it in Front Street and being transparent, like the email said, like as far as like, being the, what it says exactly about being on time. It's we value transparency and want to keep you informed. Is it like the same exact thing? Like the misuse was always there, but it just wasn't being written in the text message?
So a little bit of both, right? So this is something that I had a meeting about yesterday. Was because have you called in and asked, hey, what is this violation I've gotten hit for? Have you talked to anybody about it?
No, okay. I kind of saw it as, this was my fault. So it's kind of like I own it versus me just, calling in and saying, "Hey, why you guys gave me this?"
Yeah, for sure. So what's happening is you're not being hit with that. It's a misrepresentation, or we'll call it a typo on our end, that we're changing in the system right now. It's not saying it is an absolute resulting in. It should be. It gives you the potential, if you continue down that path, to receive an app misuse policy violation. So right now, the way that this reads is, hey, this is an absolute. You are now in violation.
Yeah.
That's not the case. So we've had an increased number of calls from drivers saying, hey, why am I getting this? Like I got a violation, et cetera, et cetera. That's not the case. It was just poor verbiage and poor wording on our end, which was brought to my attention, and we're rectifying that now with our tech team.
Okay, so I ain't get violated then. I haven't gotten violated.
You're good, man.
I don't think I want to get violated, right? But you know,
violated multiple times. I used to do it all the time for the hell of it. So just give him a couple.
Just shush.